let's get right into it.
HD 131399AB, the planet with 3 suns.
Oh
Imagine
shit.
waking up and seeing not 1, not 2, but 3 suns in the sky.
So that's the Santi planet. That's a planet from the three-body problem. It's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Imagine looking at 3 suns.
Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, that's everyday life on this place. This planet doesn't orbit just a single star like Earth does. It's part of a triple star system. From the surface,
Three-body
you'd see
problem.
3 suns rising and setting at different times.
Let's go.
Sometimes all together, sometimes one after the other. There are days when all 3 suns are up, and night never comes. Other times, 2
Yikes.
suns set, and you're left with a weird dim light from the third.
I'm a
But
night
don't start
cat.
dreaming of going there to enjoy
I
the
would
triple
hate this
sunsets with
planet.
your girlfriend, because this planet is a gas giant. That means no solid ground to
Oh
cuddle on.
shit.
Just swirling gases and storms that make any hurricane on Earth look like a gentle summer breeze. And it's hot, around 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, it looks cute.
So unless you guys enjoy being in a giant oven, this isn't the place for you. But it gets even crazier. Because of the complicated orbit with its 3 suns, the planet is unstable. One day, it might get tossed out of its system entirely, doomed to travel the galaxy alone. K2141b, the planet that rains rocks. First off, this place is about 200 light years
Oh,
away
that's
from Earth.
cool.
Not exactly next door, but trust me, you wouldn't want to visit. This planet orbits its star really fast. So fast that a year there lasts about 7 hours. But here's where it gets wild. One side of it
What
always
the
faces its
fuck?
star, just like how the same side of the moon always faces Earth. This means one half of the planet is in permanent daylight, and it gets really hot. Temperatures reach up to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to vaporize rocks. On this hot side,
Space is so freaking cool. Oh my god. Nah, I kinda love it. I wanna go to that planet. That sounds so cool. So there's just a whole ass side of the planet that's always nighttime. That sounds perfect for me.
rocks turn into gas, kind of like how water vapor forms clouds and rains down as water on Earth. But on here, rock vapor forms clouds that rain down as molten lava. Now, the cold side is a whole
What
different
the
story.
fuck?
Temperatures drop to minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hell yeah.
It's a frozen wasteland. The extreme temperature difference creates supersonic winds that whip around the planet at over 3,000 miles per hour. These winds carry the rock vapor from the hot side to the cold side. There, it cools down and solidifies, and it falls down as rock snow. But it doesn't end there. The solidified rocks on the cold side eventually move back to the hot side. It's like the water cycle on Earth, but replace all the water with molten rock and deadly winds. GJ1214b, the steamy nightmare. You would boil alive just by stepping foot on this place. Like most of the other planets on this list, this planet is super hot. The horrifying part about this place is that it's covered in a thick blanket of steam. This planet is what scientists call an ocean planet, which means it has
Okay.
oceans. Super complicated. I
Yeah.
know. Now, since this place is super hot, all the water in the oceans have turned into vapor. So basically, this is the world's
Okay.
biggest sauna. But instead of being relaxing, it's deadly. Now, under the high pressure and temperature of this planet, water doesn't behave like it does on Earth. Scientists think there might be something called supercritical water on this
What?
planet. That's a state where water is neither liquid nor gas, but something in between.
What?
And deep down, there might even be hot ice. Yeah, ice that
Oh, that's
stays
so
solid
cool.
even at super high temperatures because of the
That's
immense
so
pressure.
cool. I didn't know
Imagine
that was a
picking up an
thing.
ice cube that could burn your hand off. PSOJ 318.522, the homeless planet. Imagine a planet floating all alone in space.
Drifting away.
No sun, no warmth, just endless darkness. You see, most planets hang out with a star, like Earth does with the sun, but not this one. It's what's called a rogue planet, a planet without a home. Now you'd think a planet without a sun would be freezing, right? Well, this lonely guy is actually hot, really hot, because it's still cooling down from when it formed, and it's not that far away, only 80 light years from Earth. In
Only.
space terms, that's practically next door. So, next time you're feeling lonely, think about this planet, a hot but lonely
Aw.
planet, drifting through the darkness of space, forever alone. Ogil 2005, BLG 390LB, The Frozen Nightmare. Imagine a place so cold, your breath would freeze before it leaves your mouth. This planet is basically a giant ice cube floating in space.
So
This
Iceland.
frozen ball of misery is 5 times bigger than Earth, which means it has more gravity. If you were to walk on it, you'd feel like you're wearing a suit made of lead. Now, let's talk about the cold. This place makes Antarctica look like a tropical paradise. The surface temperature is minus 364 degrees Fahrenheit. At that temperature, even the air turns into ice cubes. And here's where it gets really
I'm not
weird.
American. I
Despite
have
being an
no
ice
idea how
ball,
much that is.
scientists think there might be liquid water hidden deep under all that ice.
Yep.
They're saying the planet's core might be hot enough to melt the ice from below, creating secret underground oceans. And where there's water, there might be life.
Yeah.
We're not talking about little green men, but maybe some weird, strong microbes that could survive in the extreme cold.
I mean,
Wasp.
Oh, it looks cool. I mean, there's so much weird shit on Earth. We have so many stuff on the ocean, so I would not be surprised. But I wouldn't even think it'd be that weird. Whatever alien life we find might be, at least look more normal than some of the shit we have on Earth.
12b, the planet being eaten alive. Alright, so this planet is really close to its star, and this has caused some interesting things to happen there. Obviously, the heat is insane, but this place is so close to its star that it's being stretched like a piece of cosmic taffy. The star's gravity is literally pulling the planet apart. It has turned it from a nice round ball into a weird egg shape. The cool part is, despite being so close to its sun, this planet is pitch black. You're probably thinking, how is that possible? Well, most planets reflect at least some of the light that hits them, but WASP-12b is different. Its atmosphere is full of chemicals that absorb light instead of reflecting it. It's like it's coated in the blackest paint you can imagine. So all that starlight gets soaked up, making the planet even hotter. If you flew by it in a spaceship, you'd probably miss it entirely. Needless to say, WASP-12b is disappearing. The star is literally eating the planet. Imagine a giant cosmic vacuum cleaner, sucking away the planet bit by bit. Kepler-36b and Kepler-36c. Imagine living on a planet where every few months, another planet comes so close you feel like you could reach out and touch it. That's exactly what happens on these two planets. They orbit the same star so closely that every 97 days, they pass by each other at a really close distance. Now you might think having a close-up view of another planet would be cool, but it's actually horrifying. When these planets get close, things get messy. Huge earthquakes happen. Volcanoes erupt, and giant tsunamis with waves the size of skyscrapers hit everywhere. PSRB 1257 plus 12b and c, the zombie planets. Imagine you're driving your spaceship, and you come across a star that's not really alive. It's called a pulsar, basically a dead star spinning super fast. This pulsar is shooting out beams of deadly radiation like some kind of rogue nuclear weapon. And orbiting around this scary star are two planets, PSRB 1257 plus 12b and c. Let's call them the zombie planets, because they shouldn't even exist. These planets either survived the star's explosive death, or were born from its leftover bits. Needless to say, you wouldn't be able to live on these places. The dead star shoots radiation at them all the time. It's basically a nuclear wasteland. The sky in these planets flashes with intense light hundreds of times per second. HD 189733b, the glass storm planet. Alright, so imagine a planet that looks like a peaceful blue marble from far away. But don't be fooled. This planet is straight out of a nightmare. First of all, it's hot, like really hot. We're talking 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's so hot it turns bits of rock in the air into tiny glass shards. So it constantly rains shards of glass. You see, the winds on this planet are insane. They blow at 5,400 miles per hour.
I know of this planet.
That's faster than 7 times the speed of sound on Earth. Picture tiny pieces of glass flying at you faster than a bullet. Makes you glad to be on Earth, doesn't it? That's all for today.
Okay, that was kind of cool. I liked them. That was a really cool video.